Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Silfi Syahrani. My study number 0047. Bloom's theory. Benjamin Bloom worked as an educational professor, a researcher, an editor, and an examiner throughout his career. His main contribution to the area of education involved mastery learning, his model of development, and Bloom's taxonomy, or levels of critical thinking. He focused much of his time on the study of educational objectives and ultimately proposed the ANITA stimulate, one of the three psychological domains: cognitive, affective, or psychomotor. The cognitive domain deals with the knowledge and understanding of concepts or ideas. The affective domain is concerned with the attitudes and the feelings that result from the learning process. Lastly, the psychomotor domain involves manipulative or psycho skills. Benjamin Bloom worked for the University of Chicago's Board of Examination from 1944 into the 1960s. He did work at different times for other places, but he always had an office at the University of Chicago. The board was responsible for administering comprehensive exams to students. At first, the comprehensive exams were focused only on factual recall of information. As time went on, the exams began to reflect a paradigm change in education. The exams began to focus on how students reason and solve problems instead of just factual recall. The years that Bloom worked for the University of Chicago's Board of Examination affected the way he perceived the purpose of education. The development of his education taxonomy really began with his work for the Board of Examination. In 1946, Benjamin Bloom headed a group of psychologists at the University of Chicago who developed a hierarchy of intellectual behavior important to learning and mastery of concept. This became known as Bloom's taxonomy, which is still an integral part of education objective today. His classification of educational objective, known as Bloom's taxonomy, incorporates cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domain of knowledge. While working at the University of Chicago in 1945 and 60s, he wrote two important books: Stability and Change in Human Characteristics and Taxonomy of Education Objective. Bloom's taxonomy provides structure in which to categorize test questions. This taxonomy helps teachers pose questions in such a way to determine the level of understanding that a student possesses. For example, based upon the type of question asked, a teacher can determine that a student is competent in content knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and/or evaluation. This taxonomy is organized in a hierarchical way to organize information from basic factual recall to higher order thinking. This data table below is from the article written by W. titled Bloom et al.'s Taxonomy of Cognitive Domain. The table below describes the level of Bloom's taxonomy, beginning with the lowest level of basic factual. Each level in the table defined gives described verb that would foster each level of learning and describe sample behavior of the level. Bloom's taxonomy helps teachers better prepare questions that would foster basic knowledge recall all the way to questioning style that for synthesis and evaluation. By structuring the questioning format, teacher will be able to better understand that a child's weakness and strength and determine ways to help students at a thinking higher level.